of being able to go away and watching that BDS game. And we saw Rams in chat earlier. I think he's going to be talking to the guys, and this is a team which I'm expecting right now to come up with a plan, to come up with strats, and get this underway as we hop onto the pitch right now. That's a brilliant little win by Monkey Moon and Extra. Damn!
Alright, that's a start. And that is the reason why we praise Monkey Moon and Extra so much in that pre-game. Great kickoff, great dribble, great goal to start things off for BDS, get themselves inserted onto the right foot. 3 seconds into this one, and BDS have found themselves an opener. Top Blokes looking to go and respond here off the back of the second kickoff. Extra and Cassio challenging alongside Flame and marked by 8 and sideboard control. Cassio passing into Archie. Oh, what a screamer, but it's too wide. And Monkey Moon just ensures it goes no further than that post. Just denied on the BDS defense here.
I think we're in for a fun series here, Jay, with the Rocket League that is being laid down right now. Monkey Moon kept away by Archie. Beautiful stuff. And Extra being able to hold down the midfield line, so you can definitely see, like I said, BDS will not give up that midfield line. They'll wait for a moment. Interesting of Extra there to try and force in a touch, also just sideswipe and maybe get an attack at the back pass by Monkey Moon. Naturally clever, try and keep under your control, and BDS always play a super possessive playstyle off that ball.
Extra challenging for the centre field, and marked by 8. Passing off towards Monkey Moon. Archie will take it away to the backboard, looking for a double tap. As Monkey taking it out. Extra challenge successfully by Flame. That's in a dangerous predicament, but being out Cassio to ensure that he does not get his strike back. It's a rotation coming in from the Top Blokes. Shot downfield from Archie, returned all the same. That bump almost shoving Flame out of the way, but that ball's still in a dangerous position. Extra going to look for his redirect, marked by 8, puts it close to the target, too high. Denied by Cassio and Flame on their own defensive touches. It's Monkey Moon coming in. Cassio passing outfield. Archie in position to receive it. Oh, a passing link up for great measure. Monkey Moon going to get returned the favour for a second.
Cassio down to centre. That is a sin. If I've ever seen one, Jay, you don't put it back into the middle naturally. There is going to be one of the lads of BDS waiting there, because if the ball naturally goes into middle, he's going to contest that and get the chance of the shot. He's also trying to cover that last man back in net, so that all comes down to Top Blokes panicking, and rightfully so after getting so pressured into their own half. I thought it was going to be a bit of a slowdown, but what a throw to the middle.
Marked by 8 off that backboard into the centre line, off to the corner once again. Flame pass into Archie. Extra takes that away. Flame up, 34 points of boost. Mark can contest it. Demo in from Mark on towards Archie. It's thrown a little bit too far wide. No redirect coming in. Extra still tries for his chance. And the back line disrupted. The 3-0 now. BDS making light work in his first game.
And this is scary. Cassio, not quick enough to respond there, and you just feel bad. He has been fantastic in defense all night long, and just does not have the boost or the length of car to reach that one. Top Blokes, halfway into this game. Jay, if you can get 3 in the first half, you can get 3 in the second half, but this is looking like a challenge.
Ball off the backboard, Extra passing out to Mark by 8. Cassio into the centre line, and Flame takes it back downfield. Monkey, the sideboard. Mark coming in. Try and control with Monkey putting it out to the midfield line, or at least he tries to. Again, Cassio going to contest it. Flame with a chance on the backboard. Cassio repositioned as well to recover off that backboard play, but it's taken away by Mark by 8. Extra now coming out of midfield with a severe lack of boost and no real pads he can use to pick any more up. He will still get a touch in that sets up Mark for a challenge. Monkey Moon against Flame to the left-hand side of the field. Extra will look for a touch. He'll get 1 and 2. Cassio just contesting, but very little boost here on the Top Blokes defensive. Flame coming out, 14 points left in his tank just to get a clear away here.
Yeah, and when you look at BDS, they're not actually really pressuring the boost. It's just Top Blokes are quite inefficient at the moment, and they really need to pick that up. Archie here with clearance, fine. Extra will send it back, so it comes down. Archie, do you pick up the boost in the middle, which he just did? Now teammates try and spread on out. Top Blokes gain as much ground as you can. Try and gain the macro of the game and take control of the pitch, but they just can't get anything going. They're not going for interceptions. They're not really contesting.
A really good goal there for Monkey and Extra. Well placed again. The whole defensive thrown off. And top Blokes. I mean, you hoped for a really good opening game, but as soon as we got that first little transition from back and forth, suddenly it all just fell apart for the orange half of the field.
You say that's a good goal, Jay. Yes, was well worked. But there was no defender inside. The last one, Casio, was covering the back post. Naturally, because he should be covering that, and he couldn't reach across to get it. He had two teammates that were just, I don't know, picking daisies. Top Blokes right now are just, I don't know, still in warm-up mode, maybe.
Compare that to their last series, and it looks a very different team right now. Link-up's not connecting here in the offensive half. Again, misposition from the pass upfield. And 30 seconds remain to score 4 goals. I think we all know this one may be over here. Good shot actually comes out from Flame, which is pretty respectable there with a pass in field, but it is 1 for 4 here.
Yeah, I like that 1-2 coming between Flame and Cashew. Well, saw up ahead, so that should bode well for the future. Just they got to keep that up, that foresight downfield, which they did have in spades against Vitality. You know, they were going head-to-head, seeing them out, being able to get so many interceptions, and it just makes you think right now, why can they not do it here? And it's just because they've cooled off. They clearly are just starting to ramp up into it, so game 2, hopefully, will be a much better affair for Top Blokes.
Pretty stunning attempts coming out from the Top Blokes, but again, they've all come in the last few seconds of the game, so gotta look to game 2 to try and bring that impressiveness to the table. BDS 4-1 up to start though. That stat line, that score line, it does not sing of amazing things right now for the ex-Veloce camp.
Yeah, and again, some of the key important stats which I was talking about, stuff like, you know, time in the air, speed, boost consumption, it just rings true that BDS weren't actually stopping or, you know, trying to counter-attack Top Blokes. They weren't nullifying them, they weren't halting them. They were just better in every single aspect, and Top Blokes should be able to crank it up. At the moment, like I said, they're still in that warm-up mode. Here, going into game 2, they should be able to fire on all cylinders, and Top Blokes are quite often the team that should be counter-stratting. And you look at Team BDS, with the sheer amount of boost that they're using, like just look straight to Extra right there. If you try and nullify them, they're going to slow down. They won't be able to get the demos like they did before, and then it should be a much easier case for Top Blokes to be able to then outspeed them, because when you look at BDS, it all comes from the speed.
It absolutely does, and the speed they're playing at right there was just, you know, it was just, you know, lightning fast, I think, at certain points. And yeah, they did look pretty lightning fast on the Top Bloke side, you know, again, with those shots coming out from Flame and Archie. But, you know, they needed a little bit more of that, and they needed it to come out early. And again, the same issues I was seeing from that Vitality series have been cropping up here in the first game of this matchup. And that is concerning for Top Blokes, because they need to bring more than their A game against a team like this. You know, again, to highlight that Liquid result, that was almost a victory. We could have been seeing them in that winners match against Vitality if BDS had got a couple of different plays right. So, you know, for Top Blokes, the challenge continues to get harder and harder from here. And as you mentioned, they were warming up. So I'm hoping that from here on out, we start to see a bit more confidence coming out from them.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a team which have shown time and time again that they're RCS caliber, so they should know how to turn this around right now. These teams are hopping back into the lobby just to test it on out, see if we're happy with this before we get into the game. I'm just, yeah, a little bit stunned, but it's a best of 5. You can throw it away. I'm just I don't want to make any early comments, you know, because if you, it's just a fool's errand to call a team out after the first game. Anything can happen. I mean, we've seen massive comebacks within this tournament even. So just let it happen. Game 2, that's when we make our proper decisions of where to go from here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a common thing in Rocket League. Sometimes that first game is just the burner game to get players warmed up, or otherwise to get a read onto what the opposition's doing. So For Top Blokes, maybe that's the case for them. Maybe they're just sort of working on things to figure out how they're going to try and beat out BDS. Probably because they know they're at the disadvantage. So go from there and try and figure out how you swing into games 2 and 3. So opportunities presenting themselves. But if you were in their shoes, what are the main things you're going to be focusing on for this second game?
Well, if it's 4 Top Blokes, it is quite simple, Jay. Just bring in those 50-50 once again. Make BDS uncomfortable. BDS were way too free throughout that game. No team trying to stop each other out. BDS need to be slowed down. So, Top Blokes, go for those 50-50s. When you're in the ball, slow it down for those dribbles. Archie, resume those aerial drags through the air. Just to make it uncomfortable. Keep full possession of the ball and don't allow BDS to really get much of it. Boost is probably going to be a second factor, because BDS will try and counter-strat through that, so let them keep their backline boost. Don't worry too much about that. Take the middles, of course, and try and hold that midfield line, but Top Blokes is got to be all focused on keeping control of that ball.
Well, game 2 going live here as Flame kicks off over in the defensive half. Top Blokes turn off to BDS in the early part of the things, and Flame actually bounces off that corner ball, trying to set up Archie for a good goal. He's too far back, and the defensive is too highly compressed here for BDS. A couple of balls set up here. The midfield return, however, from the blue side camp. Monkey Moon coming straight in for a quick play off the backboard, leaving it for Mark by 8 to go in for a second touch on that backboard. Extra having to force back on the rotation right here as Top Blokes are playing pretty quickly here. Not quick enough to get the goals in, and a couple of returns from BDS do look dangerous and awkward here. Top Blokes better be on position to read where this ball's going, else they're going to be in for a really rough time. There's Extra almost proved right there with another from midfield double touch.
I don't know if Flame is just lucky there or if he knew. Mark Bay kicked out once again by Casio. Tons of balls just being bounced back into the middle. Missed there. Extra will finish it off. Again though, Top Blokes have picked up the speed, but have no idea where they're placing this ball.
What a touch from Extra as well, just to send that ball screaming into the right-hand side of the net. A 1-0 start for BDS, just past that minute marker here. Top Blokes already on the struggle, and they're trying to see if they can contest against his backline and backboard, but returns, and the touch is, oh, look at this from Mark by 8. Shot from a 50-50 to bring 2 on the board.
Extra past Archie like it was nothing, and Mark by 8 plays Casio like a fiddle. That is stumping Caps.
2-0. And I mean, based on the way that that game has gone from the first outset and how well BDS have played here in game 2 just to start, like, how much hope do we really have right now for Top Blokes? And I'm recognizing it is the early doors,
He's
but
like
look
that
at the
from
shots.
What's he trying to do with that ball? Straight now, he's knocking it down the ground, easy from Monkey Moon to pick up. What is the plan here? It just looks like a solo standard game to me, Jay. I don't want to be a negative commentator right now, but Top Blokes are giving me nothing to be proud or even pleased with.
You can see the touches coming out there on the offensive half, easily contested by BDS and pushed away by Extra as he tried to find his clear. Good link up, Flame on target. 2 players committing to the defense, but they take it into a position where Top Blokes can't seem to punish on that. Mark by 8, trying to take it even further outfield. The pressure starting to ramp up here for the orange side of the field. Extra challenge to the midfield line. Mark and Monkey going to get back out of dodge, trying to dunk it underneath Flame in this one. Casio pushing out towards Extra. Extra back to Mark by 8. The link up again comes through. Third player coming up. Here comes Monkey Moon going down. Triple commit just gets the ball out of the way, but they are really struggling and scrambling to get something out here.
I will say as well, super cheeky by Marbe to linger in the box there, expecting the ball come down. And that is just sheer disrespect towards Top Blokes, because Top Blokes haven't, shown up to the challenge just yet. Tons of attacks, one after the other coming out from BDS, and it was only a matter of time before they got the third.
Trying to lean into that left-hand field and not to be here from the defender. Extra. Another goal for BDS. And this is looking a lot like game 1 did, Bacon, I'm not going to lie.
This is looking a lot like a 3-0.
It is. I mean, not just on the game board, but on the series board as well. And Top Blokes, I mean, they're looking so lost on this field right now. So lost. I don't know what's gone on here or why they're being so easily pushed back into the back line. But BDS are happy to just exploit it here.
Exactly. This is a better idea. Straight over the Casio. It's the crossbar kept on out, but a much better idea. Good block out coming through there as well on the defense. But Archie just trying to stall up in the air. I like it. Flame, not quite sure what he's thinking with that. He's not confident. But at least they're linking up. That's all I can say.
Then you get a bit more complex, I feel like. Try to see if they can bait in the BDS defensive to make a mistake. None of that passing stuff in the infield and outfield is really going to work out with a defensive this strong. A minute to go. 3-0 still for game 2. Top Blokes. Extra and Mark going for shots down off the backboard. Here comes Monkey to finish off the job. It is going to get pushed out by the defensive Flame. Now pass out towards Archie, who takes it off to the right-hand side into the open space. And can't connect a second touch against Extra, who challenges, booms it right back down. 2 players missing off the backboard. So right in front of the net.
Why would they double commit?
Net. 4-0 now for BDS.
And this just shows how broken Top Blokes are right now. Flame should have been able to see Casio on that work. Instead, he dives on in, doesn't even get a touch, is completely useless in that scenario. And that, I mean, is a telling sign of a team defeated if I've ever seen one. I don't want to be biased towards Team BDS at all, but Top Blokes, this is night and day different from what we've seen earlier. Sure, they'll get a goal there. Well done, Casio, but you still need 3 more to even tie it up.
Yeah, no, this is still a tough graft. A tough graft here from the remaining Top Blokes line here. I mean, I don't even know what else to say from this one. Like, this has just been an absolute blowout. Looking likely for a 2-0. That one return sure is great, but look at how quickly BDS get back on the offensive. They need a good start above all else. They can't wait until the last few minutes or the last minute of the game to turn up the heat here on the orange half. The final 10 seconds confirms what you already know. A 2-0 now for the Border BDS. Match point against Top Blokes. And they haven't even broken a sweat doing it here.
Yeah. Well, BDS are playing very well right now. But you sort of attribute that to not being contested so much. We'll say, and one thing you've got to look at right there is that midfield line being held by BDS. Whenever there was an interception up in the air, Jay, ball bouncing back down to earth, BDS were always able to get a touch on it before it even touched the ground once again. And that's because their rotations are so on point. They've always got 2 lads ready, one up close underneath the player, or at least swooping in to be underneath that player, sort of to fill in that last role where he was. Quite good for if there's a close ball that's just sort of spilled out. And then there's also the second lad who's quite out wide, but also far enough, generally at a tangent, 90 degrees from it, so he can go back into defense if it's needed. BDS have just got everything under their control, and that's how they're able to have sort of like a windmill effect, should we say, where they just keep on rotating. Answers for Top Blokes right now. Demo 1 straight away. That should make that rotation a little bit more awkward. Again, not the concrete answer, I'd say. But also just then try and keep the ball towards yourselves. Keep it in closer. These big hits downfield are easily getting picked up and then sent right back to them. Just Top Blokes currently aren't actually changing up their play style. You saw them there try and, I guess, put it back into their corners as much as you could, but that was it. They didn't have a teammate back there to be able to clear it out, so it's just straight down to the corner, and then once again, picked up by BDS.
Well, Top Blokes, a lot of adjustments to be made here in Game 3, else BDS will completely decimate them here. Leave them out of the running for the top positions. Shots coming in already from the orange box, Extra and Co. Setting up for even more! No! What? What?
A moment of silence that was needed. So that could be right there. The hopes of top blokes in this tournament done and dusted. After coming in through the qualification stages, Jay, through that match earlier against Vitality where they were commendable, it all crumbles here. And I hate to say it, I want to see top blokes come back. I want a game 5. Naturally, you always do in Rocket League. But do top blokes want it? That is the bigger question.
But right now, they're not showing me that they do. I don't think they're showing you that they do either. 1-0, and still 4 minutes of pain to go, it seems. If that was the statement of checking out of this game and this matchup overall, and there's a lot more to come out of this from BDS. Extra up in the orange half inside the danger box as Monkey comes forward with a lack of boost, but still controls the ball, sets it up for Mark by 8. A couple of good challenges coming through. Archie high to the right-hand side, Flame on, extra with a block, and Mark by 8 to follow suit with a bit more momentum on the chase downfield. Got Cassio to beat. Does insert himself into the pass out to Monkey Moon, but no shots to be taken by BDS. They are pushed back into their half. Archie with a good play, but Mark by 8 there to take it away.
Yeah, again, readable there from Archie. Better ideas, but you need more of them to come through. We know shot statistics, Jay. 30% shot to goal conversion is a good stat, and yeah, that just means you need more put down. Archie bringing it close to the good idea. There's finally Cassio over here, but wide of net, and now that attack is broken on down. That was it. They had 10 seconds of attack, and then they're back into their own half. They need more persistence. They need pressure.
Mark shot taken away, ball back up high off the backboard. Archie's got to push that out of field. Cassio got to chase it downfield. Mark by 8 pushing it into Monkey's position, and Cassio just can't catch up to the ball. So Monkey takes it underneath. Oh, Monkey! Not quite. Cassio just blocks it. Extra puts it on for even more pressure. Mark by 8 coming around with the 100 boost at the midfield, off the ceiling, dribble up. Can't get a second touch in, but will still take it away from top blokes who haven't had ball possession for the past 10 seconds. Taken away by Flame and Cassio. Not from the corner, bounce out, just denied there on the 50-50s, and the defensive of top blokes just left to hang in there just by a thread for a little bit longer. As more shots come in, it just doesn't look to get easier.
Cassio doesn't have boost, he can't put the power behind it. Monkey Moon can put that out wide. Flame just still trying to run it. They need to, instead of just running straight towards net, Jay, again, keep it to themselves. Use width right now. Pull those defenders out, because they're continuously attacking 1v2. And that is not going to get them anywhere. We'll say, though, the defense has picked on up the top blokes. Still within 1 right now. If they can just get a goal, hopes once again rise.
Oh, with that boom back downfield here, so the timer continues to tick and they still have a goal to make up. It is a single goal, it's not like previous games here, but it's still behind. They could still lose this series and sweep. Cassio passing out to the midfield. Archie can't receive it, so it's pushed back to Cassio's position in the corner. Flame an extra challenging, a bounce up from the corner will contest now. Archie comes forward. Puts that ball high off the backboard, looking for a second touch. Monkey Moon says, nah, not today. Cassio looks to control in the backline. Oh, pinch missed as well. That could prove to be very awkward as Flame couldn't get his shot back downfield. Top blokes are really, really struggling here. 30-second gong sounding. Cassio goes on the backboard, extra with a big miss, but Mark by 8 is there to maintain control. Put it further out of position. That ball dangerously centered up to the box, but also out of position and out of control of the top blokes. The pass upfield. Cassio back to Archie, putting it off to the left-hand side of the net into that corner's position. Extra and Mark getting back out. Backboard play, Mark by 8, looking for a shot back on, but time's ticking. Last little countdown. Cassio got to keep this ball alive. Mark by 8 will do him a bit of a favor, but no one else can take control. 3-0. 3-0 for BDS. Not a challenge, not a contest. Top blokes going out of the group stage in last place with a Peter rather than an explosion.
Yeah, I think after that one, not going to be wanting to wear those bowlers and monocles for a little while. It's going to sting. And realistically, and it's the harsh truth of it, they're going to be asking themselves what went wrong. As you feel deflated after that one, Jay, don't you? As a team,
you really do.
That we've seen today can play well. They've got to this stage off their own back, and just to drop it, a mere shadow of their former selves. And everyone that's a top Blokes fan in chat, I feel bad for them because they turned up to watch some great Rock League. Maybe that chance to go through to the next stage. And like we said, top Blokes, they barely showed up to the server. It is mind-boggling.
I've got nothing, man. Like, I'm really disappointed in that one. Like, that could have been such a good series. I mean, when you've got two teams that are on the verge of survival, you know, they've both got to beat each other in order to stay alive and get a chance at the playoffs. You would have hoped that there would have been some level of contest there, but just, man, that's just frustrating to see. And again, deflating, as you mentioned. So it is what it is at the end of the day, and BDS will be moving forward to take on Vitality in our decider match of the group stage. Both teams will be going forward to the playoffs, but only one will have the honor of making their way into the upper bracket. So join us after this very short break. We will have our final series of the day. Don't go anywhere.